Hey pen friends, welcome back to Ginger Peachy Pens. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. Today I want to go through the 7 pen questions tag, which was started by Kendall from Kendall Explores Fountain Pens here on YouTube. Kendall is great. He has a really great pen channel, pens and stationery accessories. He got this idea from the 8 pen questions tag that went around a little while ago, and had a few other questions to ask. So this is the 7 pen questions tag, and I'm on a timer, so I've got to get into it, because he suggested that you earn points based on several factors, one of them being the length of your video. Under 12 minutes gives you maximum points. 2 is not listing more than 2 items for each question. And with those 2 things, you can earn up to 10 points, and it's just for fun. So anyway, so I've got to keep it under 12 minutes, which is a challenge. I'm already at a whole minute. So the first question is a pen that you own, or pens that you own, up to 2, that deserve a shout out, possibly lesser known or talked about. For this, I chose the Daraill Penz. This model is called the Daraill model. This pen is the cutest, and this material is called Milkshake. And it just occurred to me that this pen looks like a little cloud floating in the sky. I think it's so precious. The grip section on it is a little bit thinner than I really prefer, but it's not bad. And I think it's the size it needs to be, because look how chunky this cap is. I love this. It just feels so fun. It just feels almost silly, but it's so well made, so smooth. The threads are wonderful, both sets of threads. So it's a great pen. I think it's just precious. I love that sound that it makes. So that is the shout out I want to make. Go check out Daraill Penz, because he does a great job. Number 2 is inks that you haven't tried because you already know you wouldn't like them. So the only inks that I thought of, there are tons of them that I won't try because I know that, I don't love shimmers in use, or I'm not going to use a super light yellow very often, or I don't love super permanent inks necessarily. But the ones that I thought of, and I'm going to count it as one because it's a set, is the Monteverde Color-changing Ink. That comes with a clear ink that you use to write over the colors, and they change color. I think that is so cool. What a fun thing. We all had those markers when we were kids that did that, and I love that they made this for fountain pens, but I know that myself, and that I would want to find the perfect use case for it, for the color changing. And I would not want to just put the colored inks in my pens just to use if I didn't have a reason to change the color. So I feel if I was somebody who's studying or something, I don't know, that has a reason to change my ink's color, that would be the only reason that I would buy the set. I was tempted to buy a sample set just to review here, and I decided not to, at least for the time being, just because I don't need to take up the space and spend the money. But I think they're so cool, and they look like they work pretty well, but I just know that I will not use them enough for it to be worth it. So that's something I will not buy. Number 3, my favorite on-the-go notebook, and my favorite for work / the office. So I have to have 2 answers for this one. My favorite on-the-go notebook is just going to be my Hobonichi Weeks. The notes section in the back is my notebook, and I've got all kinds of things in there, from video ideas to my wish list to gifts that I'm buying for my family, to family birthdays, to just scribbling notes, to when I was looking for a job, I was taking notes on interviews and those kinds of things in the notes section. So it is my go-to. I was in a car accident, not a terrible one recently, but enough that the other person is having to pay to get my car fixed because it was not my fault. And so like all my details for that are in the back there. So the Weeks is my catch-all notebook. For work, I love using one of these tool notebooks. This is the Office Depot brand ring bound, and this is like an 8.5 by 11. Let me see, find a blank page. So it's just like basically notebook paper. It's very fountain pen friendly. Like you can see here, this is what I do when I'm like watching TV. I just doodle words a lot of the time. This is probably 2 or 3 years ago, but you can see that this paper like shows shading really well. And every once in a while I come across an ink that will kind of bleed a little bit or feather, but overall tool paper from Office Depot is fantastic. So I use one of these at work so I can like map out my day, map out my to-dos and my requisitions and things, take all my notes all kind of on one big sheet of paper. That's what I use. Number 4, a somewhat unique symbol that you use in your writing or notebooks. So I had to think about this for a few minutes, but I came up with 2 symbols that I use a lot. And one is that weekly, when I have my remote work days, in my planner, I will draw a little house. That's my remote work symbol. And then very often I use a little swirly arrow. My little arrow always has a little loop in it. And it can go down to point at something. I don't know, something about just a straight arrow I kind of don't usually do. I like to put a little swirl on it. So just because it's cute. Number 5, pens on my wish list and why. So I don't have any immediate pens really on my wish list. I'm kind of trying not to have a wish list, but one thing that's sort of a general pen wish over time is a larger size Pelikan. So I have several of the 200, 205 series, and I have one M400, and those are the same size. And these really are almost considered like pocket pens because they're pretty small. I mean, they are fine unposted, but they are pretty small, little pens. The grips are kind of thin. I still find them comfortable to use, but I think I would really like something a little larger. I don't know if I would want all the way up to an M1000. Not that I could afford to buy one, but I don't really know which size I would want. Like, I don't know if an M600 is big enough or if I would want the 800. I think the M1000 might be bigger than I want. So I don't know, but like a larger Pelikan pen is sort of on my wish list. I don't have a particular color in mind. I just think I want to try one, and that would be something I would love to have possibly. Number 6, items on your wish list, or an item on your wish list that isn't a pen but related to the hobby. So the 2 things that I came up with that I kind of have on my wish list are the Good Made Better Penwell, which is, I think actually Kendall mentioned this. Maybe that's why I thought of it. Is like, I want the one that's like either concrete or maybe wood, and it's a base and it has a hole in it with like some foam or something in there, and you put your pen in and it holds the cap. It holds the cap to your pen so that while you're at your desk, you can just drop your pen in there. And I sort of made one for myself. I've never taken it to work, but I just used this little thing I picked up at a garage sale and cut some foam I had to put in there. And it holds it, but I don't know, I haven't taken it to work. And yeah, but I would love like the Good Made Better version. Also, I came across a lap desk on Amazon that is large, like it's extra wide, and it has room for my laptop and my mouse, and it has some like pockets around the side where I can stick my phone and stuff. So I work remotely sometimes from home, and on those days I like to be on the couch or something, and I think I would really like a larger lap desk because the one I have is like a little mini size one because it was purchased not for working from home. So anyway, that's on my Christmas wish list. And number 7, Name 2 accounts that you'd like to give a shout out, preferably lesser known, but don't need to be. It can be a podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram, blog, etc. So the 2 that I want to point out to you are number 1, my friend Andy I know her from Instagram, but she has just recently started a YouTube channel called Great Ink Spectations. And she is a natural at YouTube. So go give her a follow. She's doing 30 inks 30 days this month, and she has an unboxing and a currently inked video, I think. Yeah, up. And I watched all 3 of them in the last 2 days and really enjoyed them. She's a natural. So go check out Andy. And also Grace. A lot of you probably have followed Grace already from Wildly Imaginable. She is so much fun. She is so vibrant and just a joy to listen to watch. She gets so excited about little things, and I really enjoy Grace. So yeah, check out Grace's channel, check out Andy's channel, and do this tag if you want to. Anybody and everybody. If you don't want to, that's okay, but would love for some more people to jump on this and share your responses. I'll put all the details down in the description. Thank you, Kendall, for starting this tag, and let's see how it goes. All right. Thanks for hanging with me. Talk to you later. Bye.